If a lot of the labor on your projects is performed by subcontractors, Knowify has plenty of tools to help you keep track of how much you're spending. For starters, we'll want to add our subcontractors to our Knowify account. You'll come to your Vendors module and choose Add New. First, we'll input a subcontractor that's going to be working on a lump sum contract on our projects. We'll put in some basic information about our subcontractor. This will just be useful if we ever need to contact them. And we'll also put in an email address in case we want to send them any documents directly through Knowify. Then of course when we submit this vendor, it can sync it with QuickBooks. Next, we'll add an independent subcontractor that we're going to be paying hourly. These are commonly referred to as our 1099 vendors. The process will be the same. I'll add a vendor, input all of his basic information. Only this time, before I submit, I'm going to choose Is a 1099 Vendor. This will give us the option to enter his time into Knowify even though he's not actually one of our full-time employees. I'm also going to come back to this vendor and I'm going to edit him, and it'll give me the option to create a resource using this vendor. This will also allow me to set a role to him, again just like he's one of the employees or one of the users in my Knowify account. Now that he's a resource in my system, I'll be able to go to my admin section and set an hourly rate for him just like any of my other employees or users in Knowify. I'll set him up as hourly and cost out $20 an hour for whenever he's on my projects. Now we'll be able to schedule him on our projects in both our estimating and tracking phase. Now, when I'm creating my plan and track section of this job, I'll want to add a subcontractor phase for every piece of this job that's going to be performed on a lump sum subcontract. We'll be able to write in a description of what they're going to be performing for the project. And then I can write in the estimated value of the contract. This can always be changed once the project plan is live. For any work being performed by my independent hourly contractor, I'll be able to just add a normal job phase and we'll schedule on the project just like one of my normal resources. I'll just write in a quick lump sum materials budget, and now I can choose the subcontractor from my list of users in Knowify, and you see he's marked with the role that we set up for him. We'll write in his estimated hours, and it'll automatically save to the job's labor budget. Now we'll make this project plan active. Now that the project plan is active, we'll be able to schedule out all of our pieces of the job. This will include setting dates to the job. This will be useful if you print out Gantt charts using your Knowify account. This will also be useful when entering time for the independent contractor we scheduled. It will delineate the dates that this job shows up on their timesheets each week. And then this is also where we'll schedule our lump sum contractor. We'll pull in Ernie's electrical contractors, and what we write in here is the actual value of their contract. We'll start by auto-populating the estimate, but you can always change the value here. And you can also upload a copy of their contract directly into our cloud-based server. This way you can reference this anywhere you have access to the internet. We'll automatically generate a PO number, and you'll be able to reference this whenever you receive a bill from the subcontractor. Now this phase is set up and we can start tracking our cost of this subcontractor phase. Clicking View Current Cost will show me how much I've spent versus the total value of the contract. I can also see the contract value here and the PO number associated with this job. Also, if at any point in the job the subcontractor sends me a change order request, I can upload the change order value here and add it directly into their contract value. This way I don't have to track it separately, it can just be uploaded under the same PO number. Then, when I receive a bill from the subcontractor, I'll come to the bottom right corner of the phase and click Add Subcontractor Bill. This will automatically pull me into my Bills module and fill in the PO number for me so I can reference this contract. This is the same effect as just coming to our Bills module, clicking Add New and writing in the value. I can also put in the invoice number that I received from my subcontractor, and it'll automatically pull in the outstanding value of this contract at this point in time. If we want to bill for the total amount, we can just click the arrow and drop it into the box, but we can also adjust and write in the amount that we're being billed for if they're sending us partial bills. This way, we won't take the full value away from the contract and we'll be able to track how much is remaining. Of course, we always have the option to send our bills to QuickBooks, and now this amount has been costed to the job. When I come to my Purchases module, I'll even be able to see that the value of this contract is now $2,000 instead of $4,000 because I've logged a bill against it. Then when I click the purchase order, I'll be able to see some more information like the original value of the contract and any bills that have been allocated against it. So now back in my project plan, I'll be able to see the total cost of this job and it'll be filed under Subcontractor Cost. And in the subcontractor phase of the job, I can get some additional information such as the amount that's been billed so far, and I can even click in the project plan to go right to the associated bill. And of course, I can always reference my contract value as well as any submitted change orders. Now, I'll show you how we can track time for our independent contractor. This will still be handled in our time tracker, just like any of our own employees. We'll choose the worker we're entering time for, and you'll see that our job automatically popped up because he was scheduled to work on it this week. The hours can be submitted individually here, or a foreman can come in, say what job they're working on, and it'll automatically show them everyone who's scheduled to work with them. This will include your independent contractors. And this is also all available on the mobile phone as a check-in and check-out. Then, whoever's in charge of reviewing time will be able to approve these hours and see who they were submitted by. Of course, they can always make adjustments to the hours as well, and then once the hours are approved, they'll be pushed directly to your QuickBooks account or output onto a payroll sheet for you. And now back in my job, I'll be able to see the total cost of my labor and the hours submitted for each of my independent contractors. You can also set up open subcontractor purchase orders without setting up a subcontractor phase and have them point at your regular job phases. You accomplish this by going to your Purchases module, adding a new purchase, and selecting the option to use a flexible spending purchase order. This is essentially what Knowify builds when you set up a subcontractor phase. You'll just have to choose your subcontractor from your list of vendors, input a description of the work that they're going to be performing, and the price that you're going to be paying them. The rest is going to be just like filling out a normal purchase order. You point it at the relevant job, and when you verify and submit, we'll create a document for you. This can also be created into your work order document that'll be emailed directly to the sub if necessary. You can include additional information to describe the work that's going to be performed in this work order. You can also update the address to automate directly to the job site. And you also have the option to hide the prices in case you're going to be getting a quote from your subcontractor and you don't know how much you're going to end up paying them. Then if you have the email on file, it can automatically be sent directly to them through Knowify. Also, as with our other documents, we're always happy to customize these purchase order documents if you'd like. You just have to contact the customer support team and we're happy to help you out. And now you have a new open contract in your purchases, just like the one we set up in the subcontractor phase, which I should mention you can also print out and send to the vendor if necessary. And of course, as you track costs against this purchase order number, we'll automatically allocate them to the job. If you have any other questions on Knowify's subcontractor management tools or anything else in your account, feel free to reach out to us at support@knowify.com, and a member of our team will be happy to help you. Thank you and have a nice day.